Today on Sagittarian Matters, vegan food reviews, ants on a log, restaurants in Los Angeles, weird milks, and more. With friend to the show, Morgan. Stay tuned.
Sagittarian Matters, Sagittarian Matters, what's the matter with you? Sagittarian Matters.
Morgan is a frequent contributor to Sagittarian Matters. She's the former purveyor of Dovetail Bakery and loves dry, crunchy foods more than anyone can say. Morgan joined me this week via Zoom and after hours for some mellow grocery store taste tests and vegan restaurant talk. Now please enjoy my talk with friend to the show, Morgan. Morgan, we haven't talked about food for so long.
I know. I actually have to confess, I didn't even have anything new to eat. And so I literally did a last minute trip to the grocery store, and anything I hadn't tried, I just threw in a basket. So it's a weird combo that ended up with a strange theme, which I'm kind of thinking I'm calling Americana, accidental Americana. I don't know. We'll see how this goes.
You just went on a crazy long road trip.
It's true.
Very long road trip, wonderfully long road trip. What were your snack staples?
I've returned to the classics. Ants on a G-dang log. I've probably talked about it before. No one wants to hear me talk about it ever again. Celery, peanut butter, some raisins. Get some nice tender raisins if you can. It is so good. It's so good. Actually, I didn't eat that hiking that much. PB&J is a classic slammer. A lot of vegan jerky.
What kind?
That Louisville jerky. It's like soy curls plumped up and then chewied out. Very salty, very delicious. I'm trying to think what else was a hit. This is a great question. I got nothing.
I'm happy to think of you riding shotgun in a car, making ants on a log to feed to the driver and vice versa.
As an actual professional adult, it's a thing I take to my actual job on a regular basis. In fact, coworkers have commented, wow, you really like that. You really like just 2 weeks ago.
How do you transport them?
Really like it. Well, you make a kit. Prep your celery, get a nice little mason jar of peanut butter, and then a side cart of raisins. Don't pre-assemble. It's a total amateur move. You'll end up with a mess and you'll like peel all the raisins off trying to get it out of the bag. Trust me.
Morgan, I have several restaurants to review today. Vegan Los Angeles restaurants. Wow. Yeah, la-di-da.
Look at you.
And you have Americana from the grocery store.
It was really weird.
What you got?
We got not milk. It's not milk. We got a breakfast sausage. There's potato chips. The chocolate bar that I just found in the pantry. It is half eaten, but I will be tasting it. It was free. In the classic spirit of Morgan and Nicole. It was free. For Mother's Day, I don't have a child. Well, I do have a beautiful cat. She's sort of a child. She's 16. And ice cream bonbons.
Wow.
Okay. Barbie? Yeah, tell me.
I want to say first a restaurant or a pop-up. There is a pop-up in Lincoln Heights by an artist. It is called Soon LA, and it is Korean food. And the pop-up is such that you can follow them on Instagram. And then they post the menu every week, and then you DM them. Tell them what you want from the menu. You Venmo them your money. You pick it up off the porch.
Can we talk about pop-ups for 1 second? I'm interrupting. I love a deconstructed restaurant, and I'm stoked that this is happening. Restaurants are too stressful. What are we trying to kill people by making them open them restaurants? No way. Just pop it up. Let us give you some money. Feed us. Thank you.
Listen to what we got last week. We got
what?
Korean fried mushroom and kimchi waffles.
What?
It includes rice and pickles, including forbidden rice. Forbidden rice. And then soy maple. So I'm going to do actually like a battle of the mushrooms here.
Ooh.
So this was kimchi waffles. Think about a kimchi pancake, except for pour it all into a waffle maker. That was this twist, this fun vegan twist on chicken and waffles made by Soon LA. So it was like really nicely battered and fried, like fanciful mushrooms. Mushrooms, like we're not talking a normal mushroom. We're talking a fanciful mushroom. Friend to the show, spouse to the show, Kaya actually was like, are you sure this is a mushroom and this isn't meat? Because it was like, when you get into a next level mushroom and it's real like tendony almost.
Gross.
But yum. But it was that on top of it. It just was so delicious. And then what else did I get? I also got kimchi dumplings, which were outrageously delicious. And I got japchae, which was the best japchae I've ever had, which is glass noodles with baked tofu and veggies.
Good goddess.
Chef's kiss. The other fried mushroom I had that was a dud. So this was a hit.
Ooh, do
and
tell.
this was from my very first restaurant patio outdoor dining experience in the past year.
You're gonna have to have a corrective experience.
This was it was a good experience, but their mushroom compared to Soon LA's was a bummer. This was I went to Gracias Madre in West Hollywood, which is the place to see E-list celebrities. M-list celebrities. Like,
such as throw a name out.
I can't even throw a name out. It's people who they've been on a reality show on some network you've never heard of, and you're not sure which one, but you can tell by the way they carry themselves.
Yes.
It's like people you're like, like you see someone with like a hairstyle that's so weird that you're like, maybe they're a session musician or maybe they're in a band I never heard of that 11-year-olds like.
This happened, in fact, when we were visiting LA and we were eating at what's it that Little Pine, and it was like packed to the gills, and someone sat next to us, and then they wore like full coat, full makeup, full baby backpack through the entire meal, and I was like, no one just wears their baby backpack through the whole meal unless they're really trying to make sure everyone sees their baby backpack. There's a lot of pictures being taken, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Where you're like, any normal person just gets comfortable and eats a food.
But do we even know who that person was?
I have no idea. I'm like the least in touch of all time.
Well, okay. So the thing I got at Gracias Madre, if people don't know, is like the Mexican restaurant offshoot of the people that started Cafe Gratitude. You do not have to say the hokey kind of shit you do at Cafe Gratitude, such as, I am blessed, I am exuberant. But I did say,
radiant, which
I'm radiant. I would like crispy mushroom mole, which is battered fried mushrooms with house-made mole and roasted vegetables. It sounded like something I couldn't get anywhere else. I wanted to try it here. It's been a long time. In retrospect, if I wanted a mushroom, I should have gotten, they had some mushroom tacos, some oyster mushroom tacos. Should have done that because the mole was it wasn't dark enough. It was almost like milk chocolatey. The mushrooms were really heavy. There was nothing, it wasn't deep enough and it wasn't bright. It just was a really heavy kind of depressing dish. And the mushrooms maybe didn't even need to be breaded. Like they weren't that crispy. They weren't adding any crunch. They weren't adding any extra thing. For this reason, Gracias Madre's mushroom mole was chopped. However, their grilled street corn was a raging success. And their margaritas were out of this world. Drinking a margarita at a place that made the margarita felt awesome.
A vacation in your mouth. Also, all of these food descriptions sound to me like salt and straw ice cream flavors.
Grilled street corn.
Like grilled street corn or like mushroom chocolate or even margarita sounds great right now. Like a sorbet. I would definitely take one of those.
You know that I wouldn't do that for a sorbet, but I honor your kink.
You don't swing that way. Yeah.
Morgan, what do you want to try first?
Okay, well, I've got a hot breakfast sausage. Yes, I did actually eat something delicious for dinner. I'd like to contribute to restaurants, category restaurants, please. Vegan sushi from a food cart called Sushi Love, I believe, at a food cart pod that's all vegan. And it was a delight. Everything is vegan. There was a soy curl one with pineapple in it and like sriracha, big coconut flakes on top that were in the realm of a light bacon. They were not bacony at all. Okay. And then the most delicious inari I've ever eaten. ever. It was like, you know, usually it's like cold, and I don't know what an nari is traditionally maybe intended to taste like, other than all the ones I've ever eaten. But this one is like a little kind of spherical tofu pouch with some chewy rice and vegetable stuff. And it was so like star anisey and, you know, peppery and sort of chili-ish on the inside, but really mild, but like real aromatic. And then they must have put the whole filled pouch on the griddle because it was crispy and caramelized and some kind of sauce on the outside. Warm, never had warm inari.
This is sushi love.
Yeah, it was, there was, and then like some kind of spicy mayo thing that like got wiped off because I don't like any kind of mayo thing, vegan or nay. Yeah, could have just had a whole tray of those. I mean, the sushi was great, but like that was really the standout. Yeah, but I recommend.
Wow.
And I think
Sushi
the whole
love.
sushi love, do it to it. Okay, and now to top off a full belly of sushi, I'm going to be eating breakfast sausage. Here it is.
Bravissimo. Oh,
It's
look
huge.
at that. It looks like a tiny frisbee.
It is basically, it's the size of my palm. It's thin.
Who makes it? What's it made of?
It's field roast, Nicole, but it's not a gluten-based item. Nicole. So yes, it's not. It is pea protein and fava protein and some other stuff. It's like
Okay.
the only thing I think I've ever had by them that wasn't a gluten-based item.
I'm ready. It's breakfast time. You just woke up. You padded out in your slippers and your one-piece pajama outfit.
A stack of pancakes is waiting for me and a steaming cup of watery coffee. This is delicious. I mean, whatever it is that makes breakfast sausage taste like sausage, they got it. They
Is it
nailed it.
fennel?
There's like a little bit of a papery flavor. No, something else.
Not
I
fennel?
don't know what it is.
Interesting.
I don't know. I'm not a sausage maker. This is a delight. As a non-gluten sausage item, again, there's a hint of cardboard at the end, a little bit of paper, a little spiral bound. But okay, and the cooking directions are weird. And I was like, this seems dangerous. You put oil in a pan, then you put water in a pan, and then you turn it on. And I was like,
No, come on.
danger. I'll send you a picture though. It really gives it the bubbling effect. I'm not sure what the water does, but other than make it look delightful while it's cooking.
I'll then give you 30
Yeah, I would
grams.
definitely eat this. This is good.
All right, I love it. Thumbs up.
It's a hit. My thumbs are up. They're in my mouth. I'm gonna wash it down with a nice glass of not milk. I keep not knowing where to look at you. Okay.
What's not milk? It's red. There's a red carton with an X on it, and then there's a cow with a crossed out thing.
I know. And it's whole, it's not milk whole.
What
I
the
don't know.
fuck's what's it made of?
Okay. Per usual, pea protein, chicory fiber,
Yeah.
pineapple juice concentrate.
Yuck.
Not kidding. Sunflower oil, coconut oil, cabbage juice.
Stop it.
I'm not even going to stop. Some other stuff that's boring.
Am I in a nightmare? Do I have dream paralysis? And I'm trying to get you to stop saying the worst things I've ever heard.
You know that I love to read the ingredients, and I didn't even look at this before I bought it, and I can't believe I missed such a gem. Okay, but I have a secret theory. It's not even that a good theory. There's a lot of X's on this packaging
Yeah.
in a way that made me feel very much like I think this
Straight edge company.
I think that every single side, don't you think? I think it's straight edge.
Interesting. Well, then also on the back, wait, will you turn around to the
Yeah.
where the nutritional label is? There's like a whole line. It says lactose, soy, cholesterol, gluten, and it has X's through it.
None of that. None of that. Hello, curious foodie. Welcome to the future. You guys, do you remember when there were no vegan options? Do you just remember that? Do you
Okay,
remember?
I want to tell you something really dark, really harsh.
Tell me.
When I was in high school and I was a vegan, I ate as ice cream something called Mocha Mix, which was basically
Yum.
Mocha Mix was this creamer that was made for people that were lactose intolerant. Hold on, don't try that yet. And this was like, it's basically like if you took like coffee whitener and you made an ice cream out of it. Like I'm pretty sure the ingredients are like corn
Oil.
syrup, whitener, sugar, soybean oil. Like it just was like it was like the grossest, most like chemical. It was one of those things that was like so cheaply made that it happened to be vegan. And I would gladly hunt that down and eat that as ice cream.
Did it come in like only 2 flavors, like butter pecan and like
Oh,
Rocky Road?
There was one flavor. The flavor was creamer
Okay.
flavor. Yeah.
Confession, I love creamer. Okay, it's looking pretty milky. The lighting in here is not great, but okay. Cabbage juice down the hat.
Yeah.
It tastes like a bouquet. Is it the pineapple? It's not milk. I promise you that. It's not milk.
Does it taste like milk?
No, it tastes like pineapple. Milk. What? Was this Dole Whip?
Just going back.
Okay, it's very creamy on the plus. Okay, this is the ultimate test. I actually can't figure out the flavor. It's like a pineapple bouquet of salt. Okay, and I've made a cup of tea so I can see how it holds up.
Okay.
The tea. Looks good. Yes, thank you for asking. The tea is roast aroma. Yes, I am almost 45. Yes, it is 9 o'clock. I don't want to get too caffeinated. Well, it's good, you guys. It's good in the roast aroma, but really, let's be real. That's the roast aroma talking. It holds up really well. It's too dark, you can't see it. Creamer wise, I would put this in a thing. Drinking it alone, too strange. I don't understand. Too strange.
Would you put it in your coffee?
Yeah, I'm gonna try tomorrow. I'll let you know how it goes.
Nicole, for the sake of authenticity, I'm sitting in the closet right now, my home recording studio. Huge news. Not milk is a hit in coffee. It's a pure delight. The cabbage falls way back. The salt balances the coffee beautifully. It was creamy, didn't curdle. I would buy it again. My tune has totally changed. My review is back to a thumbs up. Never was, but it is now. We've done a 180 to vertical. Not milk. Who knew?
Hello, good morning. This is Dawn Riddle. I want to tell you about a product that I tried the other day. It was called Not Milk. Notmilk. It is a product that is not milk. And it looks like milk. It's white and creamy thickness, creamy mouthfeel. And it comes in a carton that looks like a milk carton. And you would use it like you would use a regular cow's milk. But it's not from cows. It's from other stuff. And I thought it was good. It tasted quite pleasing. It tasted a little bit sweet, a little bit salty, a little bit milky, but not 100% milky. I would use it on a cereal. I would use it paired with cookies or cakes or brownies or other sweet treats. I would use it in coffee. I would use it all the places that you'd use milk. Put it in a pancake. Why not? Live a little. It comes in a milk carton, and it could trick you, but it's not milk, like the name says. Really not. So what is it? Well, good question. There's some things inside that might make you wonder. There's certainly cabbage juice in there. Can you taste it? No. Does that make it not a salad? Unclear. Have a vegetable. Drink a cabbage juice. It's fine. It tastes good. Other things in there. Salt. Real salty. Maybe you just did soccer. You just played baseball. You did MVP on the sports game. And you need to replenish your electrolytes. Maybe this could do it. It's got a salty, sweet, quenching taste because of salt in there. And then also there's pineapple in there, which makes it taste a little bit like you put like 1 square of a health food wheat cereal with a little sugar in it in the milk, and then you like ate that cereal clump, and then you drank the milk. Just a hint of something sweet. Surprise, it's pineapple. In closing, I like this product. Would use, will purchase, and I hope that everyone feels great about whatever milks they're having today. I love you. Goodbye.
I want to tell you the nastiest thing that I've really been getting into, which I think I reviewed for the podcast when it very first opened, is Monty's Good Burger, all vegan junk food paradise in Los Angeles, California. And what I've been getting is something called, I believe it's a dog pile. You can get a dog pile 50/50. It used to be the secret menu. The secret's out. It's basically 50/50 fries and tots with
Ooh.
vegan cheese, some kind of mayonnaise concoctions, and then
Ooh.
2 impossible patties with cheese on them.
Hello.
And then we share that. And that was my
Wow.
dinner.
Wow. That is the dinner of champions right there.
Speaking
like
of
it.
potatoes,
Potatoes, they're incredible.
I
Never
also
gonna not love them.
from there I get their kale salad, the kale Caesar salad. I only get it so that my body doesn't completely shut down from what I'm. So I have like a nod to vegetables, or to be like, come on. It's $8. It feels like I'm getting a whole head of kale though. And I'm so used to being abused by overpriced kale Caesar salads, especially in Los Angeles, that the price point being below $10 really tickles me.
Screaming deal.
It's
That's
a very-
a meal.
It's a simple salad. There's not much happening except for kale, croutons, and salad dressing. That's literally all that's happening. And
That's all you need. That is all you need, Nicole.
Yeah.
Cheers to that. Can't wait to pile up with you.
What else you got over there? Oh, you got an old candy bar?
Found right in the pantry. Happy Mother's Day. Okay. It's black rice, quinoa crunch. As I was flipping through the flavors of the free Theo chocolate bar, the cashier, who it turns out is maybe a sister of a friend, was like, that's my favorite. They discontinued it at the other store and I got it on a discount. And I was like, great. That is glowing praise in my book.
That's perfect.
I was like, doesn't get any better. It is an 85% dark chocolate here. So be prepared for plenty of bitter notes. Little waxy texture. It's real fruity. Theme of the day. All crispy things kind of taste the same to me when they're in chocolate. Can you ever tell the difference? If you're like, oh no, that's definitely a quinoa. That's a black rice versus a.
No, not at all.
Yeah. But I like that texture.
What brand is this again?
Feel fine. Theo.
Theo.
Yeah. I feel like good about it. I mean, this is the other thing is I'm not like a huge chocolate fan. So I'm probably not their target audience.
Theo is fair trade. And for anyone who's read Lagusta's book about chocolate, the chocolate trade is rough. So you got to find fair trade chocolate when you can.
Yes, it is. Fair trade, non-GMO, organic. Yes. Thank you.
Thumbs up,
Lagusta
thumbs down.
also.
Would you buy this again?
I would buy it for someone else as a gift. Definitely.
If someone gave it to you as a gift, would you go, more of that milk just straight out of the cup?
I know. Now it tastes a little better, maybe because it's like chasing that intense fruity chocolate flavor. Pineapple, so strange.
Morgan,
I have to get something out of the freezer. Yeah.
I just want to tell you, speaking of vegan cart pots in Portland, Oregon, I have really enjoyed dirty lettuce. And I would like to do a side-by-side of dirty lettuce and solely vegan, a vegan soul restaurant in Los Angeles, California.
That sounds amazing. I've been wanting to eat a dirty lettuce and not have a chance, have not had a chance yet. And they are just opening a brick and mortar.
I heard this. Listeners, if you live in Los Angeles, make haste to solely vegan. If you live in Portland, Oregon, make haste to dirty lettuce. The greens from dirty lettuce are delightful. They have been cooked so long that they melt in your mouth. Their freaky fried chicken thing. I get the fried tofu. There's like fried tofu tots, basically. It's just like chicken nuggets, but it's tofu. But spouse to the show, Kaya, who can go a little harder on gluten, will get the vegan fried chicken, like wad hunk. It is so delicious. They have some of the best red beans and rice ever.
Ooh.
The only thing I don't recommend from there, this is not a diss, don't get the catfish. Just trust me. Just don't do it. But that's great for dirty lettuce. Solely vegan in Los Angeles, California. I got combination plates with barbecue tofu. That was not as good as, God, what else did I get? damn it. I gotta tell you in a
I'm gonna
second.
get one of everything.
Okay.
That's not true. Maybe if they have a small menu, I'll be like, can I get one of everything?
I'll take one of everything, but don't get the catfish. It was like a very thin slice of seitan that was almost like overcooked with a very thin breading on it.
I never have liked seafood, so I'm again, it's like giving me dark chocolate. I'm like, I'm just not your target audience.
I see. I
Still
see.
gonna say give me one of everything. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Okay.
I'm so excited to go in public and eat food one day.
Me too. You gonna get the thing out of your freezer?
I'm going right now.
Okay.
Okay, I've returned. I have to say something. As I entered the kitchen, it smelled like a diner because of the breakfast sausage. Breakfast sausage just has a way of lingering in the air forever. Like
Well,
an ever.
maybe especially if you put water and oil together in a hot pan, so you're like steaming it and cooking it. Oh, the thing from Solely Vegan got that I really, really liked was a southern fried tofu thing.
Mm.
Ooh. So I really recommend it. Today's episode is brought to you by Maria Turner Carney, Emily Helmus, Shoshana Ruth Wechter, Christy Herod, and Joey Soloway. If you would like to support Sagittarian Matters, in particular producer Chris Sutton, please send $5, $5 million, that's your business, via PayPal to hornetleg@gmail.com. Or, this just in, he's got a Venmo, Hell Books on Venmo. That's HE double hockey sticks books. Thank you for your support, and we look forward to saying your name on the podcast. Producer Ponyo looks forward to it too. Don't be scared, that's just Ponyo's speaking voice.
For you, we have Dream Pops, Vanilla Sky Bites. Wait, is that a weird reference to that weird movie? That weird Tom
That
Cruise
sex movie with Tom Cruise? Huh.
I
Alright.
didn't even read that. Okay. They're 100% plant-based. Okay, they look like okay, what I'm hoping for right here by this picture is like movie bonbons. You know, when you feel like, ooh, I'm at the movies. It's fancy. I'm with my dad. That's what I'm hoping for. But mostly they look like gems on the package, and then they look like just chocolate square plops when you get them in real life. I'm already having my hesitations. Don't try to tell me they look like a gem when they don't. Okay, so I'm eating this right now.
So on the front of the box, they look kind of like the shape of a diamond, like hexagonal or whatever, like multi-sided, like a 9-sided, like a 12-sided dice, basically, but made of chocolate. And then Morgan pulled it out and it's like a little tiny rectangle disc.
It's like a patty. These are not bad, but they're not doing it for me.
Really?
Okay.
Compared to
Chocolate?
a Klondike bar.
Oh my God. Shut your damn mouth. Klondike bars, as I remember them, are fluffy, and the chocolate is so thin. It's really chunky and thick chocolate, which you think sounds good, but it's not ever. And then the ice cream is like icy. Can you see? Have you ever made ice cream at home where you're like, why does it have stalactites and stalagmites in it? That's what this is like. I feel like I would not buy these again. Nicole,
What's the brand? The brand is Dream Bites.
Yeah, Dream Pops.
And then what is the ice cream's base?
Coconut cream, coconut milk. Wait a minute. One of their ingredients they list is just vegan chocolate. That's not how you list ingredients. I'm already mad at them.
That's
All
how
right.
you agree. That chocolate came from a disreputable source.
That's not how you list a damn ingredient. I'll show you how to list a damn ingredient. Low sugar, dairy free. Yep. They're fine. Okay, this is what I have to remark. When I was at the store, I was like, I'm going to check out the ice cream options. And there were literally 5 full cases. Like you open the door and there's shelf, 5 full cases of non-dairy options. And I was like, well, I've never seen these. Let's eat these. If I had 5 full cases, one more time again, of vegan options, these are, I would never pick.
This is good to know.
Icy.
Yeah.
They hurt my teeth. We don't have teeth that are built for this. Neither you nor I.
No, I don't have teeth that are built for that. I do cost benefit analysis all the time. The cost benefit analysis really needs to line up where something has to be, if something's going to cause me pain to the tooth, it's got to be worth it.
Nah, would not do. The flavor's good. I can make bad ice cream at home.
Oh my God. I've been enjoying Pumfu. I talked about this on the podcast. Pumfu is tofu made of pumpkin seeds. It's a little, it's like twice the price at least of tofu. It's like $5 for a slab or $7 if it's not on sale, depending where you're getting it. But Pumfu, for people that are soy sensitive, is a delicious, delightful, grassy kind of tasting tofu alternative. I cannot in good faith recommend their chorizo kind or their sausage kind. Something went awry. And if you get those kinds, which will probably be on sale, it is unit dog food, except for less moist. It's like a brick. It's like a hard, dark brown brick. And then you have to use a sledgehammer to get it into crumbles. And then I liked the chorizo a little bit because it reminded me of kibbeh, which is like a Lebanese dish that includes bulgur wheat and cooked lamb. It reminded me a little bit of that. It was like reminiscent of that. But I got to say, Pumfu normal? Yes. Pumfu extra flavors? No.
Oh my God. I went on a research dive just before we got on this powerful Zoom meeting. Oh my God. Remember Powerful Businesswomen's Club? But anyway, I had to look into the history of the Cheddar Bay biscuit. There's just a running joke in this house about Cheddar Bay's biscuit, Cheddar Bay's. And, I thought that I've never had one. Never even seen with my own 2 eyes. I did just look at them on the internet and I was like, they look really good tasting. And I was like, okay, why are they called this? What's in it? There's no bay, and it's mostly just like cheese, butter, and dried parsley. And I was like, why is it called that? Apparently, no reason, but maybe named after a nod to the nautical. And I was like, the location of Cheddar Bay, they're from the mystical location of Cheddar Bay. So I think that in honor of the Cheddar Bay biscuit, which I've never had in real life, I might make up a batch for next round. Have you ever had one, Nicole?
Of course not.
Vegan too early. I don't know. I was like Red Lobster. Doesn't that seem like that seems like a Christine?
I think I've been to Red Lobster one time in my whole life.
Really? I don't think I've ever been in one. Red Lobster.
This, listeners, is the hazard of going vegan too soon. Is that
you miss out on a lot of stuff.
I've never had quote unquote real sushi. I've never had fish sushi. My palate for meat and things is stunted at kind of like a middle school level because I went vegetarian shortly into high school or after middle school. So I'm just like, give me some chicken fingers, give me some mozzarella sticks. I love some popcorn.
Dog pile.
Yeah.
Like I am living it up right now. This dog pile. It's very true. We're never going to get our, sophisticated palates developed. We're never going to eat some vanilla air on top of a, broccoli ghost or whatever. We'll just have to settle for Cheddar Bay biscuits.
But I will say, you and I have tried some funky vegan cheeses. There's a brand I love. I may have mentioned them before called Spiro. You can get it in LA, but it's not from California. You can get it everywhere, I think. Or you can also get it in Eugene. So you may be able to get it in Portland. Spiro, they did have little cheese balls and now they sell it as vegan cream cheese, but it's actually just a soft vegan cheese that's in like a cream cheese size of container. All their flavors are delicious, except they have a goat that is so authentically goaty.
What?
I first had it at a dinner party, and I thought the person who brought it was lying or just didn't understand how to read packages well enough, because I tried it and I was like, "Are you sure this is vegan?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's vegan. It's made of sunflower seeds." And I was like, "Can I see the wrapper?" I took the wrapper out of the garbage can because I was so sure it wasn't vegan, because it's so funky. It leaves such an
Ooh.
intense foot feeling in your mouth from the go. It's so goaty. I don't understand how they do it. And it's like almost ill. It's kind of like you really need to pair it with a lot of stuff that I don't understand how to pair it with.
Because your palate, as we've mentioned.
Because of my
I
baby
want
palate.
to try that so bad. Do you remember that? Do you remember the year I made a cheese ball using sauerkraut juice? I thought I was like really, really just elevating. We're gonna deconstruct and we're gonna elevate. I was like, I did use sauerkraut juice, no big deal. But I
Morgan,
wonder how they did. Yeah, Nicole.
non-food wise, I just want to thank you for recommending to me It's Me or the Dog. I watched that show a long time ago when it started, when it was in the UK, and if she was really leaning into the kind of like dominatrix vibe where she would like drive her Ferrari or whatever she would drive a convertible to someone's house and show up with her like high boots and like get, tell everybody, dominate everybody.
Oh my
She's
God.
since changed into a positive reinforcement trainer, which is very different than how she started. Probably it's called a conversion person. And the show is such a delight to see her. She'll still yell at people if she needs to.
She does. And she does not tolerate a man who talks back.
I just saw an episode where there was a man who basically like backhanded his dog. He had a Spuds MacKenzie kind of dog. And she was like, "Look, the dog is flinching. It's stressed. And it's from your anger. That's entirely your fault." And he was like, oh. She's like, "You need to make trust with you and your dog."
She does not F around. I love it. I love when she's like, "You don't pull your weight around this house. Your wife is doing everything and your kids don't know what is what. Look at you. You're being lazy and you're shirking responsibility." And you're like, "Yes. Yeah." And then guess what? The dogs get better.
I mean, the dogs are like, "Oh, thanks. Someone's being nice to me." I mean, by the end of that episode, the dog was wagging his tail, having a great time. Who knows what happens later? But it's just like when it started, they were like, "He's so bad." And the gist is that no one had told the dog what to do to be good. So then they just, everything the dog did, they were like, "Bad, bad, bad." And the dog's like, "What am I supposed to do?"
I've used this advice in my daily life, like frequently since this episode, which is it's been less than a year. Nicole and I have had many a conversation about our friends and loved ones where I've used these exact analogies. Imagine so-and-so's a dog. You can't just tell them no, you've got to also give them the yes, or they just don't know what to do. Their signals are confused. I don't even have a dog. Never had a dog as an adult. I'm not even, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm like, what would Victoria do? Don't you think she seems nice?
She does seem nice. And it's just, and it's a thing. It's like, if you haven't been clear with somebody about what you do want them to do or what you do want, it's harder to just be like, "No."
And then they're like, "Well, I guess I'll do this other thing." Or like, "I guess
You're
I'll
like,
do
"Not
this
that.
I guess I'll chew on this other thing though."
I do want to say I would be bad at this. So we watched this show together. Kaya is a dog trainer. She's a positive reinforcement dog trainer. And so she's loving watching Victoria show the dogs what to do positively. And the dogs are getting a good self-esteem. The people are having fun.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting alternatives. The thing, and I could talk about this in a different episode, but it's kind of like deprogramming from Caesar Milan. Caesar being like this kind of like dudely force who is like, you need to dominate the dog. They're a pack animal and you're the alpha. And like, that's
patriarchy,
old fashioned, out the door, not like scientifically anything. That's that. But I would just take the dog away from some of these people just right away. I'd be like, it's just not a match.
I know.
You have little kids running around that are grabbing the dog's face. The dog's going to bite the kids. How about we just get the dog a house with no kids? Sagittarian Matters is produced by Chris Sutton with assistance by Ponyo Georges. Our theme music is composed by Carolyn Pennypacker Riggs of the band Bouquet. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.